All right, so this is homework 10. Number one, I'm gonna have on the board, there's a little glare right here, so don't worry about that. But on your homework, it says, what is the slope of the line in the graph below? So remember, when we're working with slope, it's going to be always the rise over the run or the change in y over the change in x. So first things first, I always go from the left to the right. Okay, so like I'm scanning, and the first point that I get to coming from left to right is this point here. It comes before this point right there. So I'm gonna go from this point here to this point here. All right, so what I need to find out is, first things first, do I go up or do I go down to get to this point? I go down. So if I go down, then my slope's gonna be a negative slope. Okay, negative, and then I have my numerator and my denominator. So I go down, I count my lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I go down 10. I'm drawing like my right triangle. Going down to that point. That's 10. What I get here is what goes as my numerator. Then I just count going to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that 5 goes there. So my 5 goes here as my denominator. So now I have negative 10 over 5. All I have to do is simplify that. Okay, negative 10 over 5 simplifies down or reduces. 10 divided by 5 is 2, so it's going to be negative 2 for number 1. My slope is negative 2. Goes down 10 and then to the right 5. If it goes down, it's a negative slope. That's why I have the negative there. Don't forget your negative in the answer here, you'll get it wrong. All right, so that's number 1, okay? Let's go ahead and we'll look at number 2. Okay, number 2 is the same thing as number 1. What is the slope of the line in the graph below? So here's my graph, okay, same thing. I'm scanning like from left to right. So I come to here, from left going to right. This is the first point I would get to before I get to this point. So I'm gonna go from here to there. First thing, I check to my point here, do I go up or do I go down? I go up, so since I'm going up, that means it's a positive slope. So like you can put positive, okay, but you don't have to. All right, but if you want to do that just to remind yourself, then go ahead. So now I'm going up here, from here to there, so I gotta go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Once I have that, then I automatically go ahead and put that as my numerator. 4. Okay, then I go over to the right. Arrow is always going to be going to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going 8 that way. So that's going to be my denominator. So 4 over 8, or 4 divided by 8. Okay, so 4 over 8, I divide by 2, simplify it down. It's going to be 1/2. My slope is 1 over 2. All right, positive, you don't have to put the positive here, okay? The only thing is if it's negative, you have to have the negative sign there. All right, so that's number 2. All right, number 3 says, do the following coordinates represent a function? So I'm getting my coordinate, my ordered pairs here, okay? X, Y, right? It's always going to go X, comma, Y. So X, comma, Y, X, comma, Y, X, comma, Y, so on and so on. So remember, function or not a function. What I need to do is I need to look at all my X values, okay? I'm looking at the X values. That's the first number in all these ordered pairs. So I'm gonna circle negative 2, negative 1, 0, negative 1, and 2. So remember, if I repeat anything that I just said, then that means it's not a function. And I did, I had negative 1 and also another negative 1. So since I repeat these two numbers, and then I check if this is different, if these two numbers are different, then it's not a function. 3 and 9. So since I repeat my X values, and they go to different Y values, so that means this is not a function. Not a function. is my answer. If you said no, that's okay too. All right, either or, should be good. Okay, number 4 says if A is -3, 8 and B is 6, 0, what is the slope of line segment AB? And you have to use your slope formula. So we're given the 2 points already, okay? So I have A, -3, 8, and then B, 6, 0. I'm just gonna rewrite them one on top of another, one on top of each other, okay? So remember, this is where we take our y's and we gotta do 8 minus 0, and then over -3 minus 6. So 8 minus 0 is what's going to be on top. I got my y's, okay, on top, and then the x's on the bottom. So my y's here, 8 and 0. So I got to do 8 minus 0. I'm finding the difference between the 2 points. Between the two y's, I'm finding the difference. So if I go 8 minus 0 here, then I gotta go -3 minus 6. -3 minus 6. All you have to do is put this in your calculator, okay? You would get, go ahead and put it in. You're going to get -8 over 9. -8 over 9. 8 minus 0 makes 8. -3 minus -6, or -3 minus 6 would make a -9. And I just put the negative in front of the fraction there. Okay, so if you have the negative underneath here, that's fine too. Okay, number 5. What is the value of the square root of 7 over 3? Okay, so negative square root of 7 over 3. All you're doing when it says what is the value, all you do is put this in your calculator and that's what you're looking for. So I'm going to go to my calculator. All right, I'm going to hit control divide to make the fraction bars. On top I'm going to put negative and then square root of 7. So control and x squared to bring up the radical sign. Put 7 inside, go down, hit 3, and then hit enter. Okay, I'm going to get a value of, I'm just going to put here, equals -0.8819. We'll just go 4 decimal places, it's fine. All right. If you went more, that's okay too. Okay, but you don't have to. Anything that's close to that will be fine. Okay, number 6 says a triangle has a base of 11 and a height of 14. What is the triangle's area? So, like, if you need to, draw a picture about this, okay? Base of 11 and a height of 14. So you can make your triangle look like this, okay? If it has a base of 11, that means down here. And the height, of course, is how tall it is. So this would be 14. Okay, so first thing we're looking for is the area. So if you don't know how to find the area of a triangle, you look on your reference chart, look it up, right? Look up the formula. You need a formula to find the area, okay? Area for a triangle is 1/2 base times the height, okay? Or you can do, or base over height divided by 2, okay? Either one of these. All right, so let's plug in our numbers. There's the base and there's the height. So 1/2 times the base, which is 11, and then times the height, which is 14. So multiply these two and then divide by 2. Divide what you get by 2, okay? So, or you can just put this in your calculator. This part right here, exactly how it looks. You don't put this A equals in here. I would just put this in there. So I'm gonna go to my calculator. Go ahead and do that, and then you'll get your answer. I'm putting the parentheses, and then more parentheses. So I put it in exactly how it looks there. Hit enter, and you're gonna get your answer. All right. In this case, area equals 77, and there's no units on here, so we'll just say inches squared. okay? If you just have 77, that's okay. All right, so have to have the formula, and then we're just plugging in, okay, our numbers here. If you have to draw a picture, you can draw a picture. You don't have to, like it tells me the base is 11 and the height's 14. Base, height.